Hello and welcome. This is a short intro into our predictive maintenance use case, and this one can be accessed through the templates menu. The data we are going to be using today was acquired from NASA Predictive Center of Excellence, and the data itself is the set of simulations for the failures of jet engines. So what we are interested in is the engine number. We have 100 engines over here. We are interested in how many cycles each engine went through. We are interested in the settings the engine was operating under, and also we're interested in data from the sensors. The very last column we have is called RUL. This is the remaining useful life. Basically, this is the count of cycles before the catastrophic failure of the engine. So what actually we're doing here is we're filtering out the unneeded column. Basically, this is the index and the ID of the observation. We're doing the missing values treatment. We suggest doing this in the very beginning just to figure out how clean your data is. Then we split the data into two separate flows where we're going to be training two different models. So first flow is we're building the regressor over here, and what actually is happening, we are telling the model that we're interested in the RUL target variable. Basically, we're predicting how many cycles are left. The second flow over here is for we are like predicting whether or not the engine is about to fail within the next 20 cycles. And we're creating the new variable called replace for that. We feed that to a binary classifier and train the data set that way. So out of 100 engines, we took first 90 engines for the training data set, and for example here we selected only one engine for the validation for the sake of displaying it slightly better. So if we look at the model performance, this is the performance of the regressor, and this one tells us that the most important thing is the cycle counts, and then it's followed by sensor number 11. This model, in fact, is overfitting a bit, so we probably could tweak that. The second model is the binary classifier, and this one is showing like very nice results. And also we see that the same sensor 11 is the main here. If we look at the validation data set, we can see that this model is not overfitting as much, which is good. After we build these two models, we want to combine them into one predictor. Basically, we're building an ensemble of models. So for the first model that was predicting the number of cycles before failure, we are creating the new column that tries to understand if those predicted remaining useful life cycles are less than 20. We join data together, change the types. We are creating new columns, basically averaging the predictions from two models. Then we do the normalization of the sensors for the sake of showing them more neatly on the dashboard. And let's look at the dashboard itself. So what actually we have here, let's plot the sensor data against different number of cycles, and we see that roughly around 220 cycles they cross, and around 280 cycles the engine will fail. If we put the predicted end of life flag on the background, we see that our model had like one blip of a false positive case, and then it went back, and when the failure was actually imminent, the model did predict properly what was going to happen. If we would look at the slightly different, for example, engine, let's say engine number 93, we're going to be seeing the quite similar results over there. And we'll also be showing that actually the model is not overfitting too much. So if we look over here, we can plot exactly same stuff for a different engine. And we see that here, for example, the engine lasted for only 160 cycles. If we take the background of actual failure, we see it over there. So basically this was within 20 cycles of the actual failure. If we take the prediction, we can see that the model is showing like very good results, even though this data looks nothing alike to the other engine, and the amount of cycles is 160 versus 280 for the other engine. So yeah, this is the short intro into the use case. Feel free to play with it by yourself, and if you have any questions, feel free to ping us, and thank you.